Good morning. This lesson is for my Integrated 1 classes and my Honors Integrated 1 classes. But before I get started, I want to say I hope that everyone's doing all right up there. I'm not sure how I'm going to title this lesson, but I'm going to title it how I title it in the title. But what I am sure of is my one goal for the day. And our first and only goal is to graph linear inequalities in standard form. So let's do a little bit of a review about standard form. AX plus by, this could be equals or greater or less than or greater than or equal or less than or equal to C. This is standard form. We graph by rewriting in slope-intercept form. So rewrite, we first add or subtract the AX to both sides, and then we divide everyone by the B value. Remember, if we divide by a negative when dealing with inequalities, we must flip the inequality symbol. You know, I want you guys to actually write this on your cheat sheet. I think that will be very helpful in graphing linear inequalities in standard form. So please just write this. All right, so I'd also like to include the shading rules for inequality in slope-intercept form. If I have this symbol or this symbol, I'm going to shade below. If I have this symbol or this symbol, I'm going to shade above. If I have this symbol or this symbol, my line is dashed. And if I have this symbol or this symbol, my line is solid. I have two examples that I'd like to work through, and hopefully you realize it's pretty simple to do. All right, so example 1, I'd like to graph 3x plus 2y is greater than 8. So again, I'm going to follow these steps. I'm going to add or subtract my ax to both sides. My ax is the first number, so since I have a plus 3x, I need to subtract 3x to both sides. So I'm going to go minus 3x to both sides. These cancel out. I'm left with 2y. Now these are not like terms, so I cannot put them together, so I'm just going to write it like this. And this was a plus 8, so I have a plus 8. The next thing I need to do is I need to divide everyone by the B value. My B value is positive, so I do not need to pay attention to this. So this does not apply to this. So here we're going to divide everybody by 2. And I get y is greater than negative 3 over 2x plus 4. Okay, so now that I have this in slope-intercept form, I find my B value, which is 4, and my m, which is minus 3 over 2, means I'm going to rise to the negative and run in the positive. So now I know everything I need to know, basically, to start graphing this. So I begin at 4, so I'm going to find 4 on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And I'm going to rise down 3 because it's negative, and I'm going to run to the right 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm going to put my dot there. So now I'm going to go over here and look at what my shading rules are. Okay, I have this symbol, so I'm going to shade above, and my line is dashed. I'm going to shade above, and my line is dashed. So dashed line, make it clearly dashed, and shade above. You don't need to shade very dark. Okay, but that would be how we would graph, an example of how we would graph inequality in standard form. Remember, we put it into slope-intercept form, which is a form we know how to graph very simply. Begin at our B value and use the slope rules to find our next point, and then make sure we follow that table. All right, so example number 2, I'm going to do this one in blue. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 1 between the negative and the x. All right. And again, I'm going to follow these steps. The first thing I'm going to do is add or subtract the ax to both sides. Since this is a minus 1x, I need to add 1x to both sides. This cancels out. Don't forget that negative. Minus 3y is greater than or equal to 1x plus 6. All right, so now I need to divide everyone by the b value. My b value is negative 3. So when I divide everyone by -3, I must flip the inequality symbol. And remember, when you change the signs of numbers, you change their position. And when you change their position, you have to just change the description. So, right here we're talking about above, and when I change the signs, we have to change the description, and we'll be talking about below. So I'm going to divide everyone by -3. And I get y, and I have to switch this now. Y is less than or equal to 1 over -3 x minus 2, because a negative into a positive is a negative. My b value is -2, and I'm moving in the positive rise with a negative run. So I rise up 1, and then I go left 3. Alright, so I begin at -2. I rise up 1, and I run to the left 3. Now let's see what my shading rules are. I have this symbol, so I'm going to shade below, and my line is solid. Shade below, and my line is solid. So there's my solid line, and I'm just going to draw a few segments coming off to indicate that I'm shading below. Alright, so in this example, the key was we had to flip the inequality because we divided by a negative. So let's write that down, okay? I think it was 1 or 2, I don't know. Alright, so again, when we divide by a negative with inequalities, we have to flip this. Alright, so I graphed my linear inequalities in standard form, so I think I accomplished my goal. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Again, I hope everyone is doing all right out there. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.